meh. Welcome back, the most ethical light and love crew. Good to see you here. You like my little get up thing going? This is when you do like a roundhouse kick and then this follows through. That's what happened today. Let me tell you, I pulled a few of them. It was almost like a pirouette, if you will. Anyway, that was awesome. That was awesome. Yeah. What do I want to say? Well, Tina is alive, and well, and happy at her wheel of fortune. You know what happened today? Oh, the smokes! This is what came through. It's just like, just wait for it. Just watch, Tina. Just watch. Just like be that quiet one in the corner, just watching as the cookie crumbles. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. What do we want to say here first? Well, hello, my cream crew. Before I forget, these are the little tidbits. I do notice you. It's kind of a tiny little bit, there's a little bit of a delay, but I do notice you. I do not interact or do not, interact whether verbally or non-verbally, as one would expect, because for one, it could be my environment that I'm just kind of like temporarily shouldering because of what's like in my face on my plate. It's like, get your hands out of my plate, for real. That's basically it. And then the other reason is because like I think that's basically it. And sometimes it's just I don't do that unless there's like a private, like isolated second of a moment or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the most discreet moment of all. Yeah. What do we want to say now? Today. It's funny because let's just, okay, first off, Archangel Michael, how do you want me to start, okay? With this storyline. Boop! Oh, shit. It's a lover's card. What? Look at, oh my goodness. Even the angel's looking all sultry. Come hither. I don't even know how to start. Well, first off, I can say. So, my person, I've seen him in my dreams. I don't know, maybe, I don't know when, like, maybe a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But I seen him in my dreams. And I don't know if that's how he looks, but it was like so real, just like a different world. And he was like, I don't know, he was like a controller, not like a controlling, but he was a controller, like, of, the future almost. Like he's, I don't want to rat him out, okay? So, Archangel Michael, you just, like, lead me to what I can say, okay? Anyway, he protects me. But it's not really, like, completely something to, it's not something to hate on, because it's not, like, just random feelings. He pays attention to everything. Everything. Let me tell you. Like, he's, I don't know, he, like the captain of a ship. Like he's like almost like captain of a spaceship almost. Like, it's weird. I don't know how to, I can't even, like, I'm trying to picture Star Trek, and it's the main person, the one that speaks in dramatic phrases with lots of pauses. I can't even, but he's like that person, that the lead, the head person. And so I just like tried to like shake it, but it was so real. I don't even remember what happened in that dream, but the gist of it and what he wanted me to know was that I would be somebody doesn't want me to say anyway. That I would be taken care of. I don't know if that, hold on, was it that I was being watched over, and that I would be safe, taken care of. Yes, it was taken care of. And so I just like kind of like stored that away for a while. I'm like, okay, if it happens again, if it happens again. But you know, last night too, I had a dream. And I think it was with a dream, somebody like pretending to like banish bad, like cut cords or like banish bad energies. And so it's not somebody that I recognized, but it was somebody who was like trying to see who was at the round table. And I didn't realize this until like hindsight. Like when I was on my way home, I was like, what is her business? Like, why would she be interested in dream walking into my state? Why would she even dare to fucking do that? And so she wanted to see who would be around the round table. But there was like no allowance for her to do whatever she claimed to say that she was going to do, because in the back of my mind, like it was so prominent, this memory of like this like internal clock that I was going to wake up at 7 a.m. for this Latin America membership thing where they have several webinars, and this is the first of them. So I basically like kind of volunteered like to listen in while like I would get ready or whatever, in order to get the material at the end if they offered that. But at least it showed like a presence at the very, very bare minimum, and I would know what to expect for the following ones. And so I thought it was this morning, like, because I was just like in fast mode, but it's actually tomorrow. So I was just waiting for it. I didn't want to interrupt it, like between the session that was supposed to happen and this webinar. My dreams are just like, I even have like crazy work ethic in my dreams. It's so freaking weird. So then, I even like woke up, like I had my alarm just in case I would forget. And I was on for a bit, and I was like, they're 8 or 9 minutes late. That's weird. Well, it's the first one. Who knows? Like, whatever. And that's when I realized, oh, it's tomorrow. So anyway, this is like silly. At least you can like get ready now. So whatever. But yeah, I was not pleased with the idea that there would be dream walkers fucking around in my dream state. I'm feeling like tension right here a little bit. That's weird. So I banished all of them. I banished all the ones with ill intent, ill will. Yeah. I did that. So hopefully they will be taught their lesson accordingly. Lessons, a series of them. They have no business in my dream state. Nope. Nope. So anyway, today just showed me that I am being watched over. Look at Archangel Michael. He knows how to segue from one thing to another. I'm just like, you know, that's all that you need. I'll just give you the ball and you just like, this is where you're like, I'll just give you the rules or what. I don't know. It was just weird. So anyway, it ties into the story that I'm going to tell you today. Oh my gosh. So being that I have an extensive background in my role and wearing many hats and dealing with a lot of BS in other realms, I got to be involved in record retention policies and schedules and business continuity programs, and heading that, and disaster recovery communications, and just also marketing stuff. Like, that's a whole nother realm. But on the administrative level, and as well as like auditing, and just like I did, it was just a whole bunch of stuff. So I understand what to look for, what to look at, etc., blah, 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 blah. And so I had, I felt like I owed it to myself to do something that was like a no-brainer, like just housekeeping, and look at the record retention. I'm like, we need to feng shui the ish out of this place for sure. And so I started with record retention on hard copies. And it was a multi-purpose intent, because that's the way I do it. I do things to eliminate any realm of buyer's remorse. So I was like, oh, I should have done that while I was going through it. Oh, I should have done that. You know, so it was multi-purpose for various needs, for the overall like team. Just like even within my role, or whoever's like executing the administrative role, that they have exactly what they need. Whether they're old school at figuring things out or new school. So anyway, I did that from 2012 to 2019. You know, that's too much. Just within one realm. I just decided to like, let's do baby steps. And that baby steps were done with big feet, let me tell you. And so I'm leading up to it. Just shh, wait a second. It gets juicy. So I'm creating traction. And meanwhile, there's these two girls there. One especially on her phone texting, and I know it's like report shit or whatever. Or it could just be whatever the fuck, you know, because she's comfortable. So anyway, what do we want to say? So the person that's technically my boss at the moment, she calls me for some random ass shit. Like, seriously, like, what? There's like so much to report. I don't even know what to say. I don't. Where do we start? Oh, okay. Let's start with the bigger chunks, the bigger bites. Okay. So about, I don't know when she did this. I put it all on my calendar because I like, I need to track this stuff. she, by the way, is successful at doing the obsolescence of all of that and getting what is needed at whatever. Even with the interruptions that she needed. So stupid. Okay. In noticing what we were working with, like the resources, just navigating, I noticed that when we had applicants, any type of candidates, the ones that were taken more into consideration, there was a system of like how, like they did just one file with a series of candidates, just one file, that's it. Okay. So this person calls me up and she says, hey, can you send me the applications and the resumes of each and every like person, so that when I talk to HR that like it, can you, so what I need you to do is scan and send me all of the applications in one file, and then all the resumes in one file, but I need them both to be in the same order, like person 1, person 2, person 3, whatever. And then she said, oh, wait a minute, no, I think that's gonna be too much. The way she said it, it was like, it was done so like emphatically. She's like, oh no, but no, never. I think that's going to be too hard for you. That's going to take too much time for you. So instead, can you scan each candidate and send it to me? I said, oh, okay, so then are you okay with it being the resume and then the application per candidate? And then she said, no. And I said, oh, what? So you want me to send all separate files? And she said, yes. And I want you to name them the applicant name, underscore, and then application, or via the resume. And I was like, how is that less work? Knowing that I would have to scan the files, receive them into my inbox, carry them over to the what do you call it? The community drive, basically. And before that, even search for them, look for them, because they could be in one of 3 places. And what do you call it? And then rename them and then send it to you. And how is that less work? I was like, whatever the fuck. She said, oh, and by the way, can you do this in 30 minutes? In the next half hour? And I said, yeah, I could do that. And I wasn't like, I time myself. I know like how I know what my output is like on average. And like, dude, this is rookie stuff. I can do it. I'm focused. And so even while like, and I said, wait a minute. I just want to make sure that we're here, like that everything is here. And I looked at everything. And I was like, yeah, it looks like everything is here. I think, yeah, 30 minutes. Yep, we can do it. She said, okay, great, thanks. She hangs up. And as soon as I start on it, I get computer problems. I just changed the battery in my mouse the day before when I was experiencing another issue when she called me to do something else. So it was like, or like I had to like gain traction on something else. And I knew it was one of those 2 girls, somebody who knows how to manipulate energy, or through like hooked into my computer, like doing a certain like sketchy thing, like through programming, I don't know what, but I get a feeling it's more of an energetic thing, and I think it's the person that sits directly across from me, that you wouldn't think that would hurt a fly. Dude, I know. So, those girls' lives must be fucked up right about now, let me tell you. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna feel it. So the spirit's just saying, just wait and watch and see. Let's see what comes to fruition. Let's see what's already rotting. Let's compare. Let's contrast notes. So, oh, they're saying notes like flavors. Yeah. So, oh, they're saying like, you know, like how something about Sweet Revenge, how everything has its like different flavors. Oh my goodness. That's what they're telling me. So anyway, I'm experiencing the issues and I'm like, what? I was very vocal about it. I was like, what is this? Like, I was like, okay, whatever. Not my problem. And I was just, I think the more vocal that I am, the more it counteracted, because I got it all done. Like, I even texted her like right away. I said, hey, we don't have this one person's thing. Is it anywhere on your desk that I can look for? This is me like asking permission, like in a more concise manner. Yeah, so like I'm not rummaging through or files or whatever. Like, things need approval. So she didn't respond, whatever. So I was like, I'm not gonna let that hold me up. I went like looking, like just kind of like just picking up, like, no, I don't see it. There's nothing like really sticking out. So I just like decided to leave it or whatever. But even that takes time. And so when I got it all done, I sent her the email with, and it broken down, organized, she didn't ask for it to be done that way. She didn't give me any real specifics. I was just like, okay, this is in the best interest to keep everybody organized. And so I did it by the sourcing of where we where we looked. And I said, oh, per my text, we don't have this person's, you know, etc. But it could be, you know, we got that person on this date, which was a very busy time for us. Could it be in your backpack? And she said, it's okay. So I was like, okay, whatever. And even as I was sending these things, she didn't even like say, oh, thanks, you know, thank you or whatever. It's only when she's being monitored by the boss or when she feels like she's being monitored by elsewhere that she'll say, oh, thank you, you know, whatever. But like, other than that, she just like hangs up the phone after like she gets whatever she needs out of me, after she places a request or whatever. So I did it. I completed it with 4 minutes to spare, even after like looking for the stuff lightly. And I was like, if I didn't even have to look for that stuff lightly, I would have done it in 20 minutes. So whatever the fuck, whatever you got. Like, it's not my problem that, like, I don't have to, how do I say it? So that was that, okay? That's how I know that when I finally didn't encounter any issues with my electronic stuff is when my person stepped in. So we're not just saying like active receipt, like because he is involved, they're more than fucking receipts, let me tell you. And the fact that they're pulling this shit during the review process, oh my, let me tell you. This is going to be an interesting picture, let me tell you. So then later on in the day, she gives me a call up and she says, oh, can you ask, can you like send an email, can you draft an email to this person to ask for this person's transcript? And I said, yeah, I could do that. And she said, or do we have his number? I said, well, it's probably on his application. And I suppose we can do that. And then she said, she didn't even think about it. She was like, do you think it's on his application? What is going on? Are you freaking kidding me? And I said, let me go ahead and check. I can check. So I looked and I said, yes. And she said, okay. Can you, I don't even like, No, I'm fast forwarding because like she wanted to interrupt so many times. She called me like right after my lunch or like when I was walking back. I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm not even done. I'm not even in the freaking building yet. Like, how effective is this gonna be? Especially with what I've seen so far. So this is my personal cell phone, by the way, too. So, you know, I have a little wiggle room. Okay. So then she puts in that request, and then later on in the day, she says, that's when she follows up, and she said, did you ever send that email out? And I said, yep, I did. And she said, oh, I didn't see it. And I said, oh, well, this is like so stupid, like it's so stupid because when she had asked, I said, oh, so, do you want to approve it? She said draft. I said, do you want to approve it first before it goes out, or you want me to CC it? And she said, no. It's a very simple request, so just send it. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's busy doing other things or whatever, so I'll just send it, okay? And but because she wants me to take care of this like little menial stuff, I'll keep her out of the CC so that her inbox isn't going to be flooded with like random bullshit. So I did that because she never said to CC her in. But then when she followed up later today, she asked me about it, and I said, no, I didn't CC. And she said, okay, what I need you to do, and this is when we talked about the application stuff and the phone number. And she said, what I need you to do first off is make sure that I'm CC'd in to these emails. And I said, okay, whatever the fuck. It would have been just as easy for you to send an email to request it, or even dial up or text the person, because I know that you have years of history with this person. So why don't, like, whatever, okay? So I said, okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. And then text me the phone number of that person. I said, okay, yeah, I can do that. So what I did was I opened up the application. I took a snapshot of it, all of his contact info, just in case. And I texted it to her to make it just a tiny bit more complicated, so that she would have to enter in the phone number by looking at the form. And just in case that wasn't enough, you can email him too. And if you need any other information, open up your email. It's going to be awesome, let me tell you. So that's what happened. And then I was packing up for the day. I was like, she's just giving me like random bullshit to like do for her, that like just so that it can interrupt like whatever I've got going already. And I was like, no, I'm determined. I still can do this. I've already timed myself throughout the several hours of the day, like going through the motions of record retention. I've timed myself. And so I know I can get this like complete. And even like at the point where I said I was going to be done with like this portion, I'm like, oh no, I can still do a little bit more. I can still do a little bit more. And so I kept going. And I was successful even with like the extra credit basically portion of my day, even while handling her stuff. And so I was starting to pack up at like a tiny bit after 5:30. Seeing that this other person was also closing out. I said, oh, are you going to turn this off? Or do you want me to turn this off? Or are you going to like stay a little bit later? And she said she was wrapping up to leave. So she even knows the rules of like this machine that we use that we're supposed to shut off every now and then. I've already communicated that to her. So like, I'm not going to babysit people to do what they should be doing. Like, it's stupid. Like, and like I was on my way back from work thinking like, people are so stupid. Like, I don't even know what to say. These ones in particular, really stupid for what they're doing. Really stupid. So anyway, that's all that I'm gonna say there for right now. There was something else that I was gonna say, but since it's not like at the tip of my tongue, I'm gonna let it go. If the angels of love and light want me to relay it, then so I shall. But I think some things are supposed to be left up to mystery. And but I got all of that done. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna wrap up the stuff and I'm gonna go. And before I left, I was like, hey, you know, the bosses might be in today. I don't know if like they're actually gonna come into the office or whatnot, but I just want to let you know, nobody told me to tell you this yet, or tell you this, but I just want you to know that since I'm locking the door, if you hear any knocking, then just know that it's legit, okay? And so I did that. And I hopefully I should not need approval to relay that. I should not, okay? And hopefully I'm not gonna get like in trouble for even mentioning like whether or not I need approval for that. Like I don't know. Like I don't know anymore. With like all that's like what? I don't understand. I don't know, man. I don't know about what's about to roll out, but I know I did good today, and it wasn't like that was from my background, like applying that to what's needed in the environment that is suitable regardless of whether or not people find me agreeable. Is indisputable of what needed to be done. So I did my job like very, very well. And I don't know what else to say about that, but I'm protected righteously. And if somebody's attracted to me, I know that it's not just based on like aesthetics or that I'm just nice or whatever. Like there's a lot more to it because relationships lead into one another. So the fact that like most people don't have like I'm hard to people like me are hard to come by in the workplace, let me tell you. So that's not what I'm saying. So and then there were just, and the same person was like on her phone texting a lot and just like, oh, so it's like I don't even know what to say. I can't even like tell you like all the little nitty gritty like little things like if I am somehow unreachable because I'm taking care of something, some facet of work that is away from my desk temporarily, and I don't have my phone with me all of a sudden, then they reach out to one of the, like, I don't know what you call them, the little flying monkeys or whatever support crew you got going on there to say like, oh, somebody, you know, somebody's calling for you. It's like, wait, what is this? I don't understand. For like the dumbest things. What were we gonna say about her? She requested time off for a couple of hours. And that was today. And within 8 minutes or so, 8 minutes or less, she got approved. Instantaneous fuckingly. And then I requested time off at the end of the day yesterday, shortly after I received an email, and I said, oh, I'll get to this first thing tomorrow morning. And then I put in a request also for a couple hours off next week. And she responded to like other things within the arena and gave me direction on other things. So I was like, you know, Tina, let's be a little patient here. We're not going to mention it. We're just going to do the business thing, and we're going to take care of all these other things, including what she asked for, even if it's like meant to throw a wrench in whatever I'm doing. Let's just like dumb her down by basically following through. Okay. And so I was like, we'll come around to the bend, like we'll come around to as far as my time off request when we come around to it. Okay, not a big deal. Until I saw what was going on with the other girl's time off request. And so she's ignoring me. Ignoring, like, so, but then like I'm revisiting like the dark night of the soul that I experienced when I was with my ex, and the fact that like with the fluctuations of like chaos, like crazy chaos, to like everything's so nicey nice, I would still have this like part of me where like, you know, I was still thoughtful to things that would help him out, like, oh yeah, like, geez, even after going through the dissolution trials, that I, like, even during Christmas, okay, we had a Toys for Tots thing, and there was some emergency that on that very last day, I planned on my lunchtime that I was gonna grab like all these toys, and they were all brand new, and my kids outgrew, and they were still relevant, like, I don't know, Transformer, Legos, Harry Potter, whatever. And so I like, I don't know, there were like, there was a lot. Like I hadn't, there were like, finally when it came down to it, was there were like 2 to 3 large shopping bags filled with like all of, like, Legos like are kind of compact, but like that was a lot. And because of having to deal with an emergency with my younger son, which was very like on point to the T of like, it's weird. It's like people are trying to keep me from establishing relationships, or like, you know, like looking good with like an internal network or something. So I don't know, it's so stupid. I was so looking forward to it. Like I even like, I was emailing the people and I was like, oh, are you just like, okay, I'm planning on getting, like, what's the cutoff time? Because I'm planning on getting them on my lunch or whatever. And so anyway, because I had to deal with that emergency, I still had them like in my trunk, and I said, you know, are they going to extend it like another day? I can drop it off directly, etc. And because like that fell through, when I dropped off my son to my ex's house, I said, hey, by any chance, because there's 2 younger kids on his side that are female, that I was like, did you get anything for them? Or like, does, you know, like there's a couple of like other ones that like Legos that are through a circle of family, friends, whatever. Do you think you could use these? And like, if not, I'll just, you know, I'll take care of them for next year. And he said, no, I could use them. I could figure out who will want them. And so but like, you know, the thought process of care, like, extended to people that really shouldn't matter the fuck at all, that have nothing to do with me anymore, that I've already like extricated myself, like, just like no more. I was thinking more about like those kids, like they'll still go to kids that really enjoy it. So yeah, but like the fact is that it's going like above and beyond for people who don't really appreciate those efforts. And so that's what I'm seeing. Like, it's revisiting the dark night of the soul with my current technical boss and my ex. Like, you have to realize what's like for real. Like, if I were to like give her respect, you know, the cookie cutter version of what people expect it to be, it's like I'm selling myself short. What I'm doing essentially, and following that kind of a means to get like, to look good or to whatever, to get a raise or whatever, have some kind of leverage on that scale, you don't get it, actually. It's supposed to be a self-defeating, like, what do you call it? Set up for failure. You know what I mean? Like, so even if you kowtow, you know, and you like dumb yourself down, the fact that they see potential in you, working potential, and that they're threatened by it, you're actually working for rationalizing them keeping you down when you act, you know, like lesser than what you're capable of. So, you know, and even like the offering the niceties, being the better, like bigger and better person by saying like, oh, you know, like just constantly being nice and nice and nice and not getting that shit back in return. Dude, no. Like that's a big no-no in Spirit's book. Like I know this. So, anyway, now that I've discussed all of that, Archangel Michael, what do you want to say? That was my freaking day today. Are you... Oh my gosh. Six of Pentacles. I have relationships that are like going to be flowing in, that are extremely abundant in its reciprocated force. Like, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, you know? It's like going to the tide pools and being like, oh, that's so cool. It's kind of that vibe. So there's something innocent and pure about that. Yeah, that's good. So Knight of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, let me there. Okay, wait. Okay, so what turned up first is the Knight of Pentacles, the Shadow side, which is the Devil card, the Hanged Man, and the Five of Wands in reverse. And guess what it opened up to? The Six of Wands. Are you kidding me? This is a strong delivery. This is like this is a strong hand delivery, like almost like a backhand slap. It's like wake the fuck up. Oh, it is yeah, it's Cockney thug. Is that what it is? That's what it's called. It's making sure that there's going to be no dispute about that. Like everybody's going to be fucking clear about this. But it's the Devil card that's basically slapping them like backhand. What is the deliverance? This is delivery. Whatever's being provided, like given to me, it's gonna have like a, what is it? You're gonna know it like the back of your hand. It is gonna be a backhand delivery. That this is for sure a victory for me. Where don't like. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Oh, it's a High Priestess right behind it. That's crazy. Don't you know? Yeah. King of Cups in reverse right behind it. Oh, it's who are we talking about? The undercurrents? Oh, this is extreme pull. You have no freaking clue. That's extreme pull. You know why I know that for sure? Like, I'm like, could I just be like making, like bending words in my favor or whatever? Because the King of Cups in reverse traditionally is not like the greatest, you know? Like, they use their pull for ill intent. So they're highly intuitive, but like, they'll fuck with people spiritually in a way that's like to their advantage, okay? But no, the Moon card right there, right? This is huge pull, like in the undercurrents. This is, what do you call it? A riptide for sure. Yeah, people, they can also stress it enough. I like it, I like it. That's crazy. What's up? Oh, you know what they're saying? What's up? Unfinished business. Page of Wands in reverse. That's what they're saying. Saying what's up? Oh, this is the person that calls the shots, that makes the rules. This is local legality. It's, oh my gosh, you know what they're, oh my gosh. what they just showed me right now is like, this is a call out to me. Like, what's up, you know? But it's like, you know, when you're, I don't know, East Coast, like New York or whatever, and you're calling for a taxi, like, hey, you know, like that. That's what they're doing. What's up? This is my, you know how I told you that I've been admitted, I've been accepted, I've been inducted, whatever, you know, that's my crew. They also hold keys. Oh yeah, definitely, because it's right before the entry. These are gatekeepers. Gatekeepers. Top of the deck is 10 of Swords in reverse. It is the Rising Phoenix. Let's do. Yeah, this is fantastic. It's been 45 minutes and 50 seconds, and so what is your takeaway? Bloop. Bloop. The Queen of Swords in reverse? Why is that? Maybe there's some unsavory characters here that are cross-watching. Trying to, like, be quiet and get caught in the crosshairs. Or, let me see here. Clarifier, Archangel Michael. King of Pentacles. Aww, this is my crew that, you know, I told you that there were a lot of changeovers, happening. This is the good one. This is, these are bosses, right? They're an upright. They have, they've become a lover of all sentience, or they're further recognizing that, it's much more fulfilling to love than to not, and to see that in all sentience. And the way they do that, though, is not to completely deny themselves of their dark past, or their abilities within the dark arts. It's more of using that as a method in applying that where applicable. For the highest good, for the highest good of all sentience. So what they do is they are able to navigate in the mental scapes, so they're highly receptive within the the mental scapes of people, for sure. So they know. It's kind of like an intuitive slash, it's like water slash sword energy. So they're able to, like, download information and use that to the advantage of how to figure out what it is that needs to be done. These are people that do, I think they do the remote viewing. I feel like they do, like, it's remote viewing slash scrying, because he's looking at this pentacle like it's like a mirror, like he's looking intently on it, like he can see within its reflection things that are happening. This is a very, like, yeah, for sure. I'm getting cold a little bit, so that's what's happening there. So that's the takeaway of my main cream crew. And then for me, what is my takeaway? Archangel Michael. So my head is starting to hurt a little bit. Okay, Archangel Michael. What is my takeaway? Just mine. The Hermit card. You see, oh my gosh, it's cold. Look, it's cold. The landscape. That's the first time I noticed that. And it's the Fool card. You know, being at the cliff with nothing holding him back. And he's just observing from this high atmosphere. So there's like less oxygen in the atmosphere the higher you go. So this one is not just like a hermit. This is or a nomad. This is a wizard. Do you see his cape? He's a magician. So that's wonderful. It's an adventure. I like it. Very. You know how do I say it? When I was about like midpoint on my journey in spirituality and practice, there were these other readers that would try to scare me or like intimidate me into letting them in my circle because they could see like more than just potential. I know that they read into me. And so they would say stuff like, you know, you got to let people in because, you know, like it will be lonely at the top. And so, you know, like people do want to work with you. Do you know how many times I've heard about people wanting to collab or whatever? Like, what the fuck do you need to do in order to collab? I've seen so many collabs and people just like, those are just words, like people trying to sweet talk you so that you could let them in, but all they're doing is just taking and it's like, as far as like what I've seen, that's when that's how I know a good 80 to 90% are bullshit. So so maybe I'm glad that there's an oversaturation in this industry or field or whatever you want to call it, because that means that there's a greater, you know, 10 to 20% that can like pave way. And so every time people disappoint me, even like when they're so like gifted, like they just throw that shit away based on like how they're using it. And so I just like I revisit those words like of other people who try to like paint that picture like it's lonely at the top. And I don't quite reside with it because it doesn't make me regret whatever like what my choices are. It's just sad that it would be like that. But anyway, I'm here. I'm really great at what I do. Better than really great, and I'm happy with that. And I'm seeing more of an attraction of quality people and quality sentience than I ever did before. So like what that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And it's wonderful because it's like kind of anonymous almost. So it's not like I can drop names or anything. There's no temptation towards that. And it's like, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? So it's wonderful. I like it. One more. Clarify her archangelical. Page of Wands in reverse. Unfinished business. Oh my gosh. Unfinished business. There's a holler at me. We got some business. We got some business. That's wonderful. Okay, I was gonna do bananagrams. That's been like 54 minutes. No, I'll do bananagrams another time. Maybe in a part B. That's enough. But this is wonderful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to do one more just bonus for me. Can I? It's a death card in reverse, and I was looking at the High Priestess card. It's knowing, ultimately knowing that there's going to be a huge transformation. It's already in progress. Things that, so whatever it is, it's in progress. But with all this added extra data, oh my gosh, you know what? You know that backhand is going to have some knuckle rings, let me tell you. It's... Let me tell you, oh, last Friday, when I started out this like record retention process, there's this like area of the office that has like a camera, and it's in like our most beloved, precious like info area, whatever. And so there's been some dispute as to whether or not that door should be closed. And there's like, so I left it open just like at the end of the day when I was cleaning, when I was like shredding files. And the more like I stood there, the more I felt like somebody was watching. And it was in that moment that I felt a psychic attack. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm just doing my job. What the heck? So then I closed the door. Like I left it like just a little bit. And it stopped. And every time that I have to like, so there's somebody who is doing something behind the scenes that has access, that's or giving somebody access to see that, like putting something in the wrong hands. So something is in the wrong hands and it's being like manipulated. I know, like it's, so anyway, just thought I'd mention. Get one more card out for that, okay? And Michael, what do you want to say about that? 8 of Pentacles. Just continue on what you're doing, okay, Tina? Because you know how to do it. Like, pay no mind, pay no bother. It's good, okay? That's it for now. But thank you oh so much to all donations provided in Latin love. They're received and amplified accordingly. So upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of rollout, and accentuation. In light and love, I close the portals in this reading. Now,